guys, it's Thomas here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to what is going to be a week of park spotlights. I have quite a list growing at the minute. I think I've got about 6 or 7 on there. So my aim is to spend this next week kind of just focusing on park spotlights. I am still working on my own parks in the background, but I want to just kind of go through this list. Today's park is called Western Park Fully Themed. It is created on the PS Workshop by axelDJaxel, and the description for the park is simply a Western park with a lot of theming. I fully themed all rides. Most buildings and shops are from the workshop, but the rest is all custom made by me. I hope you like it. So yeah, I am intrigued by parks that only have one theme, because I mean, for me personally, I always run out of inspiration. But I know, I mean, I can see looking at this, and especially all the terrain work on the outside. Let's have a look at this. he's written his name down here. I've only just seen this when I zoomed out. But there they are, Axel. Has he done that with the? Yeah, he's done that with the train. So yeah, I'm intrigued by this just because I often run out of imagination to do an entire park on one theme, you know, such as Western, sci-fi, etc., fantasy. So yeah, really looking forward to starting this spotlight. So we will come out of here. Now, what I do like is I mean, I've not used this sandbox area or layout much, just because I've not done a Western style park. But what I do like is the sort of terraforming around here to create the bit of an entrance, rather than starting the park immediately, having a bit of a walkway and using the terrain there to just kind of make it look. I think that area there just looks really nice. And then you come on here, you gradually get to some trees. And then we have a train running across the entrance, which, as you know, if you've watched my other videos, I do enjoy a good train going across the entrance. I just think it looks like a really nice welcome when you see a train going over. And then we come in. What have we got here? Berry Brothers Undertakers. There's even a coffin hanging over there. What we will do, just so we don't get lost, we will go to the left and we'll go around clockwise. It's a nice little town. Sheriff ladder shop. A ladder shop? What is it? Is that specifically just to sell ladders? Hotel. Some really nice buildings here. Really nice use of. It does, you do really feel like fully into a Western town. Milliner. And we have a ride in here. What's this ride? Nicely, nice themed queue line. Anyway, this guy's just sat chilling on top of on top of there. That's a Ferris wheel. All right, I couldn't see that from down below. Which, yeah, I was down here. I couldn't actually see that. But yeah, no, I bet the view up there is quite something. I bet when you go on that, you get to look over the whole park, which I think is, but Ferris wheels, as I always say, are very hard to fit into a park without standing out too much. But if you hide the base of them and give the view of the rest of the park there, that one is really well, kind of, it fits in really well, especially with the backdrop around the back of the ride here. That, because it covers half the Ferris wheel, when you look at it from a distance, it doesn't stand out as much as it would do if you were, if there wasn't that there, if it was just kind of on its own with minimal buildings around it. So I think having the buildings around that Ferris wheel does look good. We have a bar with a lot of animatronics looking out, supposedly drinking. That looks quite good. It's a nice use of the animatronics actually to fill out, because a lot of these bar areas don't often get people packed out and sat down. So using the animatronics to make it look busier is certainly a nice way of doing it and giving it a better feel. Nice use of this sort of abandoned train track as well around here. Then what have we got here? So this is the train station itself, Frontier Express. Here we are. Very nice station. Lots of luggage, lots of cases, as you often see in Western parks. It's a very busy train ride, to be fair. And it does. I mean, the train itself looks really nice as well. I like the colour of it. I like the black and gold, and then the red for the carriages. I think that looks really nice. This guy's loving the Western theme. Look at his hat. So yeah, that's the train station. We'll probably take a ride on that towards the end. If we go underneath here, what have we got? Got some shops down here. She's happy to have left the staff room there. Got some shops, got some information buildings. Welcome to Western World. So is this going to be like a? This would be like another entrance, I imagine. Then, if the park could develop a little bit further. Welcome to Western World. Some more shops down here. It's a very nice way to tuck away a lot of the shops underneath the station, rather than just building a big building for the station and having it, empty underneath. Using that space is very nice. Sawmill restaurant. It's got a bit of a queue for it. People clearly like it down there, and that's So that's what this building's inside here is for. And then obviously you got the animatronics just to fill out the restaurant itself. Nice few takeaway shops. So I like the way that flat ride kind of fits in. Because it's using the same flooring as everywhere else. It kind of just looks like it's just placed there very subtly. And the fact it's got a water tower as the base is quite a nice way to theme it. Obviously, in an ideal world, the base of the water tower would spin, but unfortunately, we can't do that in the game. But it's a very nice way of sticking that in. And again, it's a nice little courtyard. Lots of barrels, as you'd imagine, lots of coffins. Some very nice sort of use of scenery to blend in with the rides. And then the rock and terrain work as well. I think that's probably as much as you'd want for this flat ride. I don't think you'd want any more rocks or trees than that, but it's a nice. But I think it would look odd without it. I think it's a nice amount. And then we shall go down here. What's this queue line for? It's a long queue line. Is this for this wooden coaster? Welcome. There's another cowboy sat down chilling with a load of dynamite and candles. I mean that's not very safe. Does this guy have any idea what he's doing? That is not very safe at all. So this is the wooden coaster. There's the stats. I'm just going to pause it so we don't miss that train. And there's the other results if you are interested in it. But other than that, we will hop on to this train, and yeah, we'll see what the wooden coaster's like. Have fun. I like the structure of the building. There's a lot of. I mean, I know this is a silly comment for a wooden coaster, but there's a lot of wood. Are we going yet, or what? I always seem to sit next to this woman on these park spotlights. Come on. There we go. Let's go. Really like that. That's a very nicely sort of tucked away wooden coaster. I say tucked away because it doesn't it doesn't take up a large footprint, and you don't see a lot of the structure, which is what you normally see on a wooden coaster, if that makes sense. So because of the rocks and the terrain around it, it does seem, you know, it's a really nice layout. And I did notice that on the stats that the G-force looked a little bit high. I'm just kind of trying to work out where that was, because I didn't see too much that it was the lateral one and the previous one. I didn't see too much to get it up to like almost 6. So you got a bit there and a bit on this bend there. Okay, so yeah, I mean the only way around that is to just make this bend a little bit wider. So instead of probably tucking in as much, just bring it out a little bit and swoop it back in, and that would reduce that. But again, I mean they're decent stats for a wooden coaster. A lot of good bank turns and drops, and that's how you're going to get your excitement, considering they can't go upside down and they don't have any inversions. So no, I really do like that. And again, his use of rocks and plants are really good. He's got a little campfire set up down here with a wanted poster. The scenery adding to the ride is very good. There's a lot of sort of like randomly placed stuff, as in like, for example, that bush. You know, he selected the bush and he's gone, right, I'll put one there, and then moved away, as opposed to go bush, 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 bush. If that makes sense. And I like that. It looks more realistic, and having the odd plant split up than having everything else. So yeah, I think that is that for the wooden coaster. So yeah, very good ride there. And we shall. Where's the exit? We come off here. Nice little bridge as well over the pathway, rather than just having the track going over. To build the custom bridges is a nice touch as well. I like that. Continue down here. I mean, either all these people are having the greatest time of their life, or they're all stuck. I'm not quite sure what has gone off there, but Axel, if you're trying to kidnap people, it's not right. Let them go. I imagine there's something to do with the flooring. I don't know what it is. Why are they stuck? They're on the flooring, aren't they? Oh well, I give up. They can stay there. Anyway, I like this. I like the little pattern around the fountain here. I think that looks nice, and it's a nice little. This sort of thing you would see in like an entrance plaza in most parks, but I like the fact that that's done like halfway around the park, having the compass there. I think it's just I think just having that there is just a nice way to kind of break up the whole main path thing. Having the path this wide halfway around the park as well is a nice design. Again, a lot of use of these scenery pieces, the odd bushes, etc. What have we got down the back of here? We have a flat ride through here. There we are. Very nicely built into the rocks. I like that. That's what you want to do with flat rides. If you want to get them into a park and make it look really nice, you want to get them in looking like that, because that is the way to. That is the best way to theme them for sure. And then if we go along here. Where's this queue line go? Oh, no, that is the queue line. There was a second queue line, wasn't there, next to... Is that to the train station? Yep, so here's the second train station. The roof of that looks really nice. I like that. It's a nice mix-up from the first station, and it stands out really well. And having the walkway underneath as well looks really good. So yeah, big fan of that train station. Big fan of that train station. We will go through another town, some more toilets, some more shops and buildings. We have a tall flat ride there. Again, it's nicely tucked away. It's not like it's not an eyesore. It doesn't take up your view line. It's just nicely tucked away there. Hotel Trivago. I think only the UK people will get that. Yeah, hotel. I assume that's what this building is. Yep, Hotel 19. And we have again the rocks, the use of rocks along the path. You know, I know I keep saying it, but it really does. Rather than just having the wooden floor, it makes such a difference to use rocks, and I can't recommend using them enough, because it really does bring things to life and just give them that bit more character. Oh, don't go. Saloon. Tickets. What's up here? Is this an exit? Oh, this is like a viewpoint. Oh, that's quite nice. Viewpoint of a crashed train. And then this is part of the coaster, I imagine. Yeah, that's a nice little viewpoint, that is. We'll go back down. And I'm assuming the miner is where this coaster is coming from. Wanted. So this looks like it is the miner, which is a Copperhead Strike coaster. There's the stats for it, and there's the other stats if you are interested. And failing that, when this thing wants to speed up, there we are, we'll hop on. Let's go. That's a very, very nicely fitted in ride. So when I think of like Western style coasters, if you're building a Western park, the first two coaster styles you'd build are a wooden coaster, and you would build a mine train coaster, and they're the two that you'd think. You wouldn't immediately think of putting in one of these launched coasters, but the way that is done actually works really well. I mean, just look how many rocks are placed in manually around here. You know, there is so many going around there, but look at the effect it has. You know, it just looks fantastic. Having the building fronts here as well gives the scenery a nice touch. Oh look, there's another ladder shop there. Gives the scenery a nice touch. Again, like I said on the last one, is putting like random bushes on their own, and that adds to it. We've got a little campfire going up here. These two just chilling on top, and it really does blend in. I mean, that the track itself is a nice layout, but without all these rocks and without using the terraforming to make the tunnels, it wouldn't look as good. But I just really like that layout. I think it's really interesting coaster to put in a Western park, and I think it's done really well. As I say, just to be different from your standard wooden coaster and your standard mine train coaster that you would have. I say standard, you obviously make good. Obviously, there were good wooden coasters and mine train coasters, but they're the ones you would expect to see in a Western park. So having this in here, and then the decoration on the roof as well looks really good on the end of this little building here. So we will leave the miner and go over here. Another flat ride over here. Again, just you don't need to overdo the theming to make it blend in. I mean, the lights and stuff come as part of the ride, but the brown, the brown colouring adds to it. The little what do you call these? The little wagon archway here always looks good on flat ride queues, just to give it a bit of character. And then the wooden fencing, the odd trees again, and then this little entrance building here. Everything about that, that's all you want to do. It's not overcomplicated, but it just looks fantastic as a flat ride there. And then what is nice as well is it's got an open area here at the back where you can just come and like admire the view. He's got. I was about to say, it'd be nice to put some tables and benches in here, but he has done. I didn't see them. We have really nice views over here, and the fact he spent so much effort on the water as well, the water in the train there, just looks really nice. I do like the scenery. The scenery is one thing he's definitely, definitely I love in this park anyway. There's two people shooting across his queue line. This is the train station again. I'm assuming that is the end of the train station, is it? Wait, what? What's going off there? Are these guys actually queuing up for it? Oh, my bad. I thought that was a queue for a train station. Oh, it's just decoration. All right. Fair enough. This guy's got a sad job. He just has to sit in the train all day. But no, it's a really good bit of decoration. That I like that. I just got lost in the tunnel. But that's going to the flat ride that we saw earlier. And then where do we? Oh, we went back on ourselves here. So I think over this side, is that this side pretty much done? I think so. So we'll go over the other way. And we'll have a look down here. So, that was the entrance. Let's go to the right. Again, some really nice looking buildings down here. Got a small Venetian carousel going off with a nice little backdrop. It's just a really good way to blend in. We've got some bubbles flying out of there. Burke's Remedies. One thing I would say, if you are building a Western Park, is you have to do what he's done here. Have wanted posters everywhere, have barrels everywhere, signage, cowboys just chilling, and lots of signage like this on all the different buildings, and it really brings it to life. I mean, wood is a standard. Everything's wooden, but yeah, these bits of scenery, really nice, really nice use of the cash machine there as well. I only just spotted that. But yeah, if you are building a Western Park, these are like the standard scenery pieces that you have to put in, and you have to put lots of them in to, like it's like here, place a random ladder, place a random barrel, and it just adds to it. The more you do that, it may feel like you're doing something insignificant, but the more you do it, the better it'll look. Shops there. That's the entrance to the carousel. Oh, we've got one of these sundials here. Again, I mean, I know I've said it about the Ferris wheel and the other flat ride over there, which is actually so far in the distance. I didn't realise that. It's nice that it's hidden. It's nice that it's hidden until it gets going, and when it gets the height, that's when you see it. So this building obviously covers the whole ground of it, and the terrain around the back of it covers the rest of it. So, when you're wandering around the rest of the park, you don't see it. But the fact that when it gets going, you do see it. That's the effect it has. So definitely, I would advise, if you're putting in a tour ride like this, I think having a base building like this in this sort of park, because obviously something like this wouldn't be around in a Western area. However, it's nicely themed to it because it's next to the buildings, if that makes sense. Depending on the theme you're going for, you don't have to put buildings in, but definitely if you go for something like Western or sci-fi or something, I would recommend doing that just to add to the scenery around it. And down here, oh, what's this? Staff building. So he's just come out of a rock. And then if we go up here, I do like the little pathways around here. I mean, if you just take a look at that, that is a really good little western town, town centre. You can't see the two flat rides that we've looked at down there, the carousel and the sundial. You can't see that, but you can see all the bits of scenery, all the buildings. Everything works really well, and I just think that as a town, as a little western town, especially with a saloon just here, just looks really nice. And that's exactly what you want in a western park. He's done really well to carry the theme over such a large area. So this is, I believe, other than the train, our last ride. So, and this looks like a mine train. So we'll go around here, underneath the wagon. Mort's Undertaker. I like the queue line. I think the queue line's done really well. Because you wouldn't necessarily have like a cattle pen queue line in a real park for something like this. I would personally expect to have a bit of like a winding path, a bit like this. So yeah, I do like that. And the station building itself looks really nice with the clock on, the windows, etc. And the fact that the mine train runs underneath the actual train, with all these effects going off in the background, looks really good. So yeah, we'll go in here again. More luggage. More trailers and stuff, and it's just the scenery pieces you need to add to it. And if you're building one, I would recommend looking at this park as an example for inspiration. So there's the results and the other results, if you're interested in any of those. And we shall hop on. Now I'm going to go for front bumper, because otherwise, if you sat in the middle, that's not a great view. So I'm going to go front bumper on this one. Just before we start, one thing Axel did recommend to me was to ride the mine train at night. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll flick there, and then we'll have a look at the rest of the park at night afterwards as well. I thought, trying to select the training, I selected some passengers head. So yeah, we'll do that, and we will go back here, back to front bumper. And enjoy. Enjoy. And there we go. Really fun ride there. I mean, let's just have a quick look at the park at night time. So you can see all the little villages and towns are lit up really nicely. Some good little lighting in bits on the coaster there. I do like the sort of soft lighting going off around these different areas. But and then the other elements left in the dark. I think that makes a really nice sort of, because you wouldn't have lights in the middle of these rocky areas in real life. So yeah, really nice little touch there. I'm just going to flip back to daytime. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. There's lots of like mini scenes going off there, which I quite like. I always like at the top of a hill, you know, a hill climb, having a little bit of like a, you know, some sort of roof to go under. So this little building looked really good with the rope, etc., hanging down. But yeah, as you went around, the first bit was quite good, going underneath this waterfall, coming from the water tanker up here. Again, the use of rocks around here. Just look how many rocks he's put in. It is, you know, it's ridiculous to get that. Rather than using the terrain, he's put the rocks in, and the rocks just look so much better. So yeah, really do like that. And then again, we've got the campfire up there. Then once you go under here to you got the second climb, and then down here there was so many different rooms. First of all, you had these doors being blown open through the smoke here. This skeleton starts jumping about at you, and then you came down here, and you would go through here. You got all these like cockroaches and bats and scorpions, etc. And it was a very interactive ride. There's so many bits of scenery. It's like here, the train goes under, the tunnels, etc. It's a really nicely built in, and it reminds me, in a way, of something like Big Thunder Mountain at Disney. Not necessarily with scorpions and guns, etc., because it's not quite the Disney theme. But the way it kind of tucks away from the rest of the park. You know, it's one of the things I like is when you look at the ride there, it doesn't really give much away because the only track you can see is the railway track going around. You can only see this bit of the waterfall there, and the train going up. Everything else is tucked away, which I think is really nice. And yeah, I just think it just reminds me of that, especially with the 2 hill climbs. The speed it's not going at a crazy speed, but it's going at enough to give you a bit of excitement. So yeah, really I'm a big fan of that mine train coaster. So I think other than that, I think that is pretty much this Western Park. Really, as I say, really nicely put together in terms of how he's stretched one theme over the park. It's not an easy thing to do because you do often end up having to repeat things. But I think he's done it in such a way that it doesn't feel repetitive. There is 1 or 2 buildings obviously that have repeated, and you are going to have a couple of things that do look the same, etc. But I do think that having one theme going over, you are going to do that. But as long as it doesn't look too repetitive, it works. I think is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think other than that, we shall just hop on to one of the trains here. We're sat with the train driver there. We'll go. Where should we go? Let's go back a few. There we go. We'll sit in this train. Let's fast forward till we can go. There we go. Right, well, we shall... oh, maybe not. That's the next train. I have absolutely messed up this ending, haven't I? There we go. We're on the train now. So, yeah, that is Western Park. If you do want to have a look at this yourself, then I will leave the info for it in the description below. Other than that, I shall see you in the next episode. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy. But yeah, I shall see you next time. Goodbye.